Hello, God's beautiful people. Hello, hello, hello. If this is your first time here, my name is Tara, and God uses me to speak into the lives of his children. If you are returning, welcome back, and I welcome you all in Jesus' mighty name. This message right here, it blessed me. Okay, so I know it will absolutely bless you. God just don't be speaking just to be speaking. He knows what his children are going through. And God told me this. He said, some of us, and he actually said many, are experiencing random, out of nowhere troubles. Like literally everything seemed to be going fine, and then boom, here comes this storm. And the Lord said it seemed like just when things look as if it was working out in your favor, here's this out of nowhere storm. But God sent me to tell you, him said, don't worry. I'm going to say it again. Don't worry. Because this random storm, baby, this random storm is watering your crops. Listen, this blessed me because I don't know how many of y'all, they probably don't do this now. And because these kids now, they all about the internet, but we used to sing all these little songs and say all these little riddles growing up. And I don't know if you all remember, I don't remember the whole thing, but this part I remember. I don't know if it's because of my birthday in April, but I've always remembered April showers brings May flowers. I've always remembered that of some little poem or saying we used to say as children. And this truly solidified it. God says it's watering your crops and your blessings are coming in May. And as soon as he said that, I heard April showers brings May flowers. Let me tell you something. I don't care what it looked like. I don't care how that thing looked like it has turned for the worse. I don't care how hard the winds are blowing. I don't care because it feels like this storm came out of nowhere. I don't care if it knocked over trees, uproot sheds, honey, blowing over. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if it has debris your whole life. God says it's just watering your crops. Don't worry about the mess you think you see, because God says when you water a crop, that initiates growth. Baby, this thing is growing, and your flowers, you're about to get your flowers in May. God says blessings are coming in the month of May, and I am here for it, okay? Let me tell you something. Jesus, so many times when things look like they're about to, come on through, Lord. Oh, Lord. Lord, I can't cry today because I got these lashes on them. I was kind of cute today. I just don't want to cry today, Lord. Let me tell you something. I know a lot of people can't tell it, but my life looks real tumultuous in some senses. But you know what? I still count it all joy because I know the God I serve. You have to know the God you serve. That faith has to be bigger than your fear, okay? And I don't care what that thing looks like, okay? I don't care what it looks like. A lot of times people don't realize when God chooses you, the things you would normally do, you just can't do. You just can't move the way you want to move and do the things you want to do. Even when it's about people that you love. And, okay, Lord. So I know you all, I'm just going to use it as a testimony because that's what the Holy Spirit is leading me to do. And I know you all have heard me discuss my brother passing away last year. And last month was kind of like how everything started to really take a turn for the worse. Last March. So lo and behold, because see, the enemy wants to distract us from what God is doing in this season. Let me tell you something. And when I tell you that no good, honey, if old Tara was here, she'll say a couple of words, but I don't do that no more because I just got the Holy Spirit in here to be really convicting me. So I'm just not going to say nothing like that. But the devil really tried me. He really tried me. But see, one thing he don't understand is that he don't know the God I serve. And the more he attacked my family, the more I'm going to pray. The more he attacked me, I'm going to pray. I'm like, so come on, keep bringing it, because you just pushing me. You pushing me right back into the God's arms. You pushing me right back on my knees. Come on. What you gonna do? That's how I feel. Because look. So this year, March, another relative of mine got sick. Whew. When I tell you that took us all by storm. And I'm talking about in my immediate family. And see, the enemy want to make that thing look like it's going to look like how it looked last year. And wanted to get us all worried and wanted us to be scared. But I was like, nah. I took that thing to God in prayer. Now, let me tell you something. That's the spirit in me. But the flesh in me want to pack my stuff and go home. Because that's just who I am about the people that I love. And so God was like, no, I got this. Don't think the outcome is going to be the same. Don't think. He was like, let me do this. I am doing something with this. Okay. And I'm telling you, when that thing started, it was looking kind of crazy. Okay. And I'm not saying that everything is beautiful now, but I am so grateful to say that relative, that person that I love so very much is on the mends. Come on through, Lord. Because at one time, even they were, kind of down and letting the enemy. And I had to speak life into him. I'm like, look, this is not what we finna do. Because, see, I know what God told me. I know what he showed me. See, just when things looked like everything was falling into place, here come this whole monkey wrench trying to get me off course. God said a lot of us are going through that right now. But he sent me to tell you, don't you dare. Don't you dare give the enemy satisfaction. Don't you dare. Don't you dare give him gratification and seeing you crumble. No, you take that thing before the Lord. No, you keep trusting. No, you keep having faith. You keep pushing because God sent me to tell you this is just watering your crops. If you faint not, you are about to see blessings begin to unfold in the month of May for you. Trust God. Trust him always. Push through this hard time. I know it looked crazy. I know it looked like a setback, but God has absolutely promised that this thing is turning around. It is not what it looks like, y'all. It's not what it looks like. And I had to keep telling my family, telling my sister, like, the devil is real busy. I said, but God reassures me that this thing is coming out on the winning side. And y'all, I trust God with my whole being. I'm not saying I don't struggle at times, because I do. But let me tell you something. At the end of the day, I'm always going to go back to God. I'm always going to try my best to shut the devil down. And that's what you have to do in this season. I don't care how crazy it looks. God says a lot of us are experiencing these out of nowhere storms. When I tell you this thing seemed like it just came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. And I'm just like, God, I'm not there. I'm not there. They need my help. And God was like, the help they need you to do, you can do it from where you are. And I did that. Let me tell y'all something. Don't let this storm scare you. I know the winds are blowing. I know it seems scary. I know it breaks your heart. I know it looks like things aren't going to work out for your good. But God sent me to tell you, don't you worry. Don't you worry. I don't care if the winds are blowing. I don't care if trees are being uprooted. I don't care if there is disaster all around you. God says, it's just watering your crops. Focus on the growth. Focus on what's going to happen after the storm, because God assures us that after the storm, there will be glory. After the storm, there will be blessings. After the storm, you are going to be singing a whole other song. I love y'all so very much, so very much. And I am praying and interceding on your behalf. Okay, I don't want anyone to succumb to the pressures of the enemy. Don't do it. Don't do it, no matter what it looks like. No matter what it looks like, don't do it. And I promise you, God has your back, because these April showers, they are not doing anything but growing your Mayflowers. God says blessings are on the way. I love y'all with my whole heart, and I will be back with another word from the Lord.